Hi friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Aylin and today we are going to be doing my October TBR. If you've been following me for a little bit, you know that this year I have been experimenting with my TBRs and I haven't loved the whole giving myself prompts thing. It was very fun to try and I'm glad that I did it to see if it worked a little bit better for me, but I just don't think that's what I want to do. If you're new here, the way that I like to do my TBRs, how I've historically done them in the past, is that I give you a list of books that I'm interested in reading, and 9 times out of 10 I don't end up reading those books throughout the month. But for me, that doesn't create pressure. It just kind of gives you a guideline of things I think I'm in the mood for, because I am such a big mood reader, and then we go from there. And sometimes you guys give me really great recommendations based off of these lists, which is why I love doing them so much. But I also just think it's fun to show you guys what I think I might be interested, and then watching my wrap-ups, how that kind of changed and what ended up happening. So I hope that's okay with you guys. I hope that works, because that's what I really want to stick to. So you guys, I'm very happy to announce I am reading fantasy again. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm kind of in love. It's been such a long time since I've been this excited about fantasy books, and I just can't hold back. We've got quite a few fantasy books on this list, and I could not be more excited. It has been so rainy and dreary here, and for a change, I'm not mad at it. I'm actually kind of just letting it happen, soaking it all in, and being very cozy, lighting candles, and just making the most of this experience. But in all seriousness, lots of fantasy, feeling very cozy, feeling the atmosphere, taking it all in. And I think that this TBR is reflective of that, so I hope you get very cozy vibes watching this video. First book on this list is Guild by Reevan Kennedy. At the time of filming this, it is September 29th, and I have read 50 or 60% of this, so it is possible that I could finish it by tomorrow. Maybe not. If I don't end up finishing this within the month of September, then I want to continue it in October and then potentially continue on with the series. I'm really enjoying this one. This is a King Midas reimagining. We're following our main character, Orin, who is the king's favored saddle, which is basically a royal concubine. And what's different about her and why she is the favored is because she was gold touched by Midas, and instead of turning solid gold, everything about her is gold except for her tongue and the whites of her eyes. So everybody admires her. Nobody's allowed to touch her but King Midas, and it's a very political fantasy from there. This is technically a romantasy, so fantasy romance, but the first 2 books I've been told and I've heard a lot don't really have very much romance in them, or at least 0 smut, and then the smut and spicy scenes kind of take off in the 3rd book. And I believe this is a 5-book series. The first 2 books are about 400 pages, and then they just increase in length from there. I'm really enjoying this one. I'm having so much fun with it. I'm loving all of the political intrigue. There are a lot of content warnings for this one, so go ahead and look those up before diving in. I'm super enjoying this one, and I'm very excited to get into the Plated Prisoner series, because I've heard so many good things about it, and I wanted to be in the know. So then we have a fantasy series that I desperately want to finish, and that is A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Brigid Kemmerer. This is the 3rd and final book in the A Curse So Dark and Lonely series, or the Cursebreaker series. In the first book, we are following Harper and Prince Wren of Emberfall. Prince Wren has a curse on him where if he doesn't find a bride, he turns into a monster. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and Harper is whisked away from her home in DC as someone he could potentially fall in love with. I loved book 1. Book 2 was pretty good, and I'm very excited for book 3. I think we have 4 perspectives with this one, and everything's gonna come to a head. So like I said, I'm very, very excited. I remember reading A Heart So Fierce and Broken, and it was just the coziest experience ever. I was reading it on my couch with cute little ambiance, and I just want to recreate that with this one. I had to put it on this list. I've been missing this series, and Brigid Kemmerer has come out with so many books since then, and I want to catch up because I know the first book and the spin-off of this series has already come out, and I want to be able to buy it, but I'm not letting myself buy it until I read this. So then another series that has just been calling out to me is the Kingdom of the Wicked series. So we have the sequel, Kingdom of the Cursed, and I also picked up Kingdom of the Feared. I loved book 1, so I'm so excited for books 2 and 3. I'm putting them both on this TBR, which is not something I've done in a hot second because I know myself and I know that I am not very good about marathoning series, but I have been better about it this year. We're following our main character Amelia and Princes of Hell, and it just sounds like so much fun. These are the Barnes & Noble exclusive editions, just in case anybody is wondering. I don't know that they have very many of these left, if any, but this one just went on sale, so you should be able to grab a copy if you're interested. This one just got released, so I want to marathon the last couple books in the series because I loved book 1 so much. And then the last fantasy book on this list is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I just want to read a Sarah J Maas book, guys. I want to get back into her series. I have completed the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, but everyone says that this is the better of the 2 series. So I want to read this, I want to read Crescent City, I want to read it all. So we're going to start slow and steady with this one. This one will be a reread for me. I mostly want to read this one so that I can get to Heir of Fire, because I feel like Heir of Fire I'm going to love. At the time that I read it, it was honestly like a 3-star for me, but I just don't think I was in the right headspace to read it. So I'm really intrigued. I hope that I love Heir of Fire, and I want to annotate, and we're gonna do the whole 9. So I'm excited. Then I only have a couple like spooky books on this list that are genuinely spooky. So the first one is a thriller, and that is Are You Sarah by S.C. Lally. I recently hauled this in my most recent book shopping vlog. I'll just read you the tagline. It says, 2 women named Sarah each get into a rideshare, but only one makes it home alive. Which Sarah was the real target? It sounds so freaking intriguing, and there are short chapters. Need I say more? I really don't think so. I am so excited for this one. I have a feeling I'm going to love it. The other spooky book that I really want to read is Uzumaki. This is by Junji Ito. Again, I had a very similar experience with Tomi when I read that as I did to A Heart So Fierce and Broken. Why can't I ever remember that middle book? So I really want to read this one. My partner has actually already read this one, and he said it was so weird and so trippy, so I'm very excited. I have been craving Junji Ito, and I just feel like October is the perfect month to get back into his books. Not that I ever like got out of them, but I have all of his books, I believe, in hardcover, so I need to make my way through his collection, and what better book than Uzumaki, especially because everyone says that this is his best work to date. Before I forget, I also have a couple of audiobooks that I really want to listen to. If you didn't know, I work an overnight job, and 9 times out of 10 I'm listening to an audiobook to get myself through the night, because it can be very difficult. So I recently just listened to all of the Bromance Book Club books on audiobook, and I loved them, but there aren't any more for me to read, so we have to pick something else. So I recently saved The Winners by Frederick Bachman on Scribd. This is a 21-hour audiobook, and you can bet your bottom dollar I will be starting it tonight. But my shifts are, I can only listen to an audiobook for like 6 to 7 hours per shift because of like the way that the shifts are set up and everything. I won't get into semantics, but I have a feeling that I won't be finishing this one before the dogs have come to join us. The Winners by Frederick Bachman. I don't think that I'm going to be able to finish this one, hi Buggy Girl, before September ends, so I'm putting it on my October TBR just in case. I do typically listen to these on 2 times speed. Okay, Aslan. Even with 2 times speed, it's still like an 11-hour audiobook, so we'll see. It's a long one. It's the 3rd book in the Beartown series, and I am so excited for this conclusion. I also want to listen to The Bodyguard by Catherine Center and Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldtree, I think. It's a fantasy book that everybody has been raving about lately and saying it's so cozy and perfect for fall. So those are a few of the audiobooks that I want to listen to. I doubt that those will be the only ones that I listen to. Those are the ones that I have off the top of my head that I do really want to get to. We'll finish this quickly. Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. It's honestly incredible that I haven't read this yet because it is one of my most anticipated releases of the year. If you're not new here, you know that I loved The Love Hypothesis, so I'm very excited for this one. Despite the mixed reviews, I still think I'm going to love this one. It's about Kingswasser, who gets a job at NASA, but she has to work with her like arch nemesis Levi Ward. Then we have Twisted Love by Anna Huang. This I want to read because I now own the entire series in hardcover, so I need to read these books. This is, I believe the first one is a brother's best friend trope, dislike to love type thing. I'm very excited for this one. I hope that I enjoy it. I feel like it's going to be very, very fun to read, but other than that I don't know much more. I have heard that the series gets better with each installment, so that makes me excited. And then another one that I am debating listening to on audiobook is Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I read It Happened One Summer earlier this year and loved it, and this is another one that's available on Scribd, but I unfortunately have to wait because I've like used all my Scribd things for the most part, so I think I'll probably end up listening to this one. Alright, the last two books in this very chaotic video, we have Blue Flag Volumes 6 and 7. I've just found out that Volume 8 is the last one and then like the series is done. So these are the last two that I own. I want to finish this off. I recently calculated the percentage of books that I own versus books that I own and have read, and it was abysmal. So I really want to up that percentage, and reading manga is such a quick way to do that. I've also heard that Volume 6 is the best volume. So even though I didn't love Volume 5, I'm excited to finish off this series because I loved Volumes 1 through 4. They were some of the best manga volumes I've ever read. That is it for my October TBR. I know it was kind of a long one, but I like giving myself options and letting you guys know what I'm interested in, so I hope that works for you. Go ahead in the comments and let me know what you are planning on reading in October. I love hearing from you guys and the things that you're reading and excited about. I hope you're doing well, reading, mentally, and otherwise, and I really hope to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.